Welcome Samuel Laurie.
Well, thank you, Craig, and thank you, Americans Against Terrorism, for putting together this very critical organization, this very critical rally at such a time as this, where we stand at this juncture in human history of one of the most dangerous regimes of our time, possibly acquiring nuclear weapons. It's important to keep in mind, as we stand with Israel, we're standing for our own interests. We're standing for our own values in the Middle East. Israel fighting their enemies is our enemies. When they fight Hezbollah and Hamas, they're fighting the proxies that want to destroy America but lack opportunity. So it's important to keep in mind that these groups Hezbollah have American blood on their hands. And when we stand with Israel, we're standing for our own interests. Now, I want to talk briefly about the battle on college campuses today. Many of you are very familiar with just the toxic discourse that is taking place on campuses across the country. There's this new movement called BDS that seeks to boycott and divest from Israeli businesses and sanction Israel, and it's filled with lies, it's filled with hatred, it's filled with demonization and false accusations against the state of Israel. We have to deal with them on a regular basis. We're seeing an increase of anti-Semitic activity on many campuses. Some campuses that have passed these resolutions have even declared that Hamas and Sharia law came to their campus. So they're not hiding their colors, they're not hiding who they are. Many of them are well-backed, well-financed by the Muslim Brotherhood, by other organizations that are seeking to bring forward civilizational jihad in America. And as Abraham Lincoln famously said, the philosophy of the classroom today will be the philosophy of the government tomorrow. Now, what we are doing, it is such a great work. Even though there's such evil on campuses, we believe, as the prophet Isaiah said, that when the enemy comes in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard against him. And that's what we are doing. We have a bold and strong generation. These students are not wavered by dissent, by lies, by false accusations. Many of these students that have graduated have gone on to be in great places of influence across our country, and we need to continue to train these activists. We see them as the future policymakers, as the future decision makers of America. So one of the things we're doing, many of you are probably familiar, we have our summit in Washington, D.C., where we bring 5,000 people from across the country this year, July 11th through 14th, and we are scholarshiping students. We're going to have about 500 students from across the country. They're going to meet presidential candidates. They're going to engage with congressmen and senators, lobby them for stronger support of the U.S.-Israel relationship. And at the top of our agenda, at the very top of CUFI's agenda, is to prevent a nuclear Iran. So we need you, by any means possible, if you can, to join us in Washington, D.C., or to send student leaders our way that we can train so that we can prepare the next generation to be strong and to make sure that this alliance remains unshakable and to ensure that this dangerous regime never acquires nuclear weapons. Because as we know, usually we just hear in the media how much Iran hates Israel, but we have to keep in mind they call Israel the little Satan and they call America the great Satan. Israel is just the first step in their diabolical plan to annihilate the world. So with that being said, please send any students our way. Any way you can help us raise up the next generation. We love partnering with organizations like Americans Against Terror and anybody else we possibly can. So please come to us, and God bless the United States of America.